I think
I
there's
played.
I think there's a couple of puzzles that are like you have to solve this puzzle and then you have to run over here and solve this other puzzle in like a minute, otherwise everything resets and then you got to go back and do the first one again.
Yeah, I played Donut County all the way up to the very final puzzle, and I could not finish that puzzle.
Isn't that the one with the helicopter or something?
Uh, yeah, I think so. You have to do some kind of weird maneuver.
Yeah, you have to like I haven't played it in a while, so excuse me if I'm not 100% accurate.
Well, it's
But
been a while for me too.
you have to like have stuff fall into the hole, into the donut hole, and then pop back out and hit the helicopter.
Something like that. Like I said, I don't really remember. I just remember that the most of it was fun and fairly easy until that very last one. And I tried and tried and tried on that one. And I finally just gave up.
Where is this gnome dirty? Oh.
His bum.
Bro, I jumped on top and there's just dirt everywhere. And I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, it's here. Hey, okay, gnome's done. Have I played The Infectious Madness of Dr. Decker? No. Never even heard of it. What are those puzzle games I played that were a whole bunch of them? House of Da Vinci. Those are really good. I like those.
Yeah, got that. And I got, oh, maybe a third of the way through it, I guess. And was having to think too hard. It was hurting my brain.
House of Da Vinci would hurt my brain too.
You did pretty well going through it, though.
Yeah, but it was one of those games that I'd play for like 2 hours and then I'd be like, alright, I gotta stop for tonight.
Yeah,
And then
you
I'd,
get a headache after a while.
yeah, I'd come back the next day and be like, okay, I'm good again. Let's do some more puzzles. Not that I couldn't do them, it's that you'd sit there for like an hour like, oh my god, what the heck am I supposed to do here?
Just doing a brain strain.
Yeah. You'd finally figure it out and you'd be like, oh, I have a headache. I gotta stop.
Yeah. I still wish they'd bring Pandora's Box back.
Pandora's Box was fun.
I'd love to have that on PC and just sit and play it when I wanted to chill.
I don't see any dirt on these rocks anymore. Maybe the base is part of it. We clean the base too.
My kitchen redone.
Say that again, please.
I'm thinking about having my kitchen redone.
How so?
Well, my cabinets are getting pretty old and the finish is wearing off of them, and I'd like to get them refaced or painted or something.
That sounds cool.
And I need a new countertop. So I'm thinking about doing that. I got kind of a windfall coming from Social Security.
Good. Do it.
Yeah. I was talking to Chris earlier and he thought it was a good idea too. I haven't sold my truck yet.
That's a surprise, honestly. Well,
Well, I haven't listed
yeah.
it yet, so
Oh, I got you.
I was worried about, I was going to sell it on Facebook Marketplace, but I was worried about how do you get the money and how do you know that they're not cheating you out of the money?
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
But I think the way to do it is to meet them at the bank and have it just transferred over immediately. Because if the bank does it, it's got to be real money.
That's true.
That plus the fact that I don't really want somebody coming over to drive my truck when I'm by myself.
Right, yeah. Exactly. Cashier's checks work as well.
But how do you be sure they're not fake? I mean, when you're talking thousands of dollars, seems like there'd be people out there trying to scam you.
Hell, I would just do it your way, Mom.
Just have them meet me at the bank and do it that way.
Yeah, and if they're like, I don't want to do that, and you're like, well, then you're not serious enough to buy my truck. So,
Yep.
bye. That's not a diesel truck, is it?
No. It's still in really good condition. It's only got like 28,000 miles on it.
Yeah.
And it's a 2011.
Is it a Chevy?
Yeah, Silverado.
Yeah, you shouldn't really have a problem selling it.
Yeah, it's extended cab. Got a lot of the bells and whistles of that era anyway. I've had a lot of people say they'd like to have that truck, but I don't think they want to pay what I'm asking for it.
I mean, with how little mileage it's on that thing, yeah, it's it's the asking price is probably going to be higher than they're going to expect.
Yeah.
They're going to see 2011 Chevy Silverado and they're going to be like, "Oh, that truck's like over 10 years old. It should be super cheap." And you're like, yeah, no, the engine is basically brand new.
Yeah.
So, no, it's not cheap."
And then once I sell it, I'll see if I can't find a small pickup.
Like a Ford Ranger or something.
Yeah, something like that. I just need something that's easier for me to get in and out of.
Yeah.
I mean, if I could get in and out of this one easily, I'd keep it. But with a bad knee, it's really hard to get in and out of it.
All right, the upper bowl is clean.
Okay. I'm doing fairly well on the bottom bowl.
There's also those new small pickups that are hybrid, like the Prius is.
Yeah.
So you can actually get a pickup truck with like 45 miles to the gallon kind of thing.
Well, I really wasn't really planning on getting a brand new one.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair.
Because, you know, I'm not going to be using it enough to justify that. What I need is just something to be able to take stuff to the dump or, you know, haul dirt and stuff in for the flower beds and things like that.
Gotcha.
So it doesn't have to be a new one. It's just, it's not going to get used that much.
Uh, I fell down.
Aw.
Luckily, most companies make a small pickup truck nowadays.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether Toyota has one or not.
They do. So the Toyota, um,
Tacoma? Is that a small one?
I think so. The Tundra is their big one.
Yeah, I think it's the Tacoma that's the small one. Nissan makes one. But like I said, I don't really want a brand new one. So,
Tacoma is their small truck, yeah. And you got the Ford Ranger, the Chevy. I forget what the Chevy is called.
Tahoe? Is that a small one?
That sounds right, yeah.
Yeah, I figure once I have the money in hand, I'll just kind of make the rounds of all the used car dealerships. I want something that's certified.
Yeah, yeah, something with a warranty.
Yeah. So even though I won't sell my big truck at a dealership, I would like to buy my other truck at one so that I can feel assured that it's not going to break down on me as soon as I drive it.
Yeah, that's fair.
At least get a 90-day warranty on it.
You should be able, like, pretty much every used vehicle nowadays from a dealership at least will come with like a year, at least a 1-year warranty.
Yeah. Excuse me.
Oh yeah, the Colorado. That's right, the Chevy Colorado.
Okay.
That's what it is. I drove a Chevy Colorado for a while. Not personally, I did it for work, but a good little truck.
I mean, I'd like to have it, you know, some of the bells and whistles, like a navigation system and,
Oh yeah, well,
you know, safety issues as well. So,
navigation systems nowadays are almost standard.
yeah.
It's like essentially navigation systems nowadays are like what CD players were in the 90s. It's like most vehicles come with them. It's like, do you want a CD player? Yeah. All right, here's the one truck that doesn't have a CD player. Everything else has got one. And so just don't look at this one and you're like, "Okay."
Yeah, the big thing about the Silverado that I've got is that it has an 8-foot bed, which is, it had to be special ordered that way.
Is that a longer bed or a shorter bed?
Longer. Most of them are 6 foot nowadays.
Ah,
But your dad ordered it with an 8-foot bed.
I guess he thought he was going to need it.
Possible that he might have if he'd lived longer. Need a hauling truck though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I took it on that one trip to Corpus, and it did roll right. It didn't have a lot of storage space in it, but
For like suitcases and whatnot.
yeah, we just stuck them in the back seat. But it was a comfortable ride.
Good.
It's a very nice truck.
I got brownies.
Some people will get lucky. Although I plan on making some cupcakes in the next couple of days.
Oh, jealous.
Well, you wouldn't be if you saw them because I'm going to put coconut in them.
Not jealousy gone.
Yeah, I think I'll put some. It's a white cake mix. And I just need to use it up because it's been in my pantry almost too long.
Gotcha.
So I thought I'd add some vanilla and some coconut and just make cupcakes out of it.
What's wrong with coconut? I'm allergic.
Yeah.
But it's we have discovered I'm allergic to I don't know what it is. I guess it's the fibers in coconut or something, because it's not actually the oil in coconut, because we actually use coconut oil for cooking. But
Interesting.
that doesn't bother me. So it's something with the maybe like the proteins in the flesh of the coconut or something.
Yeah, it could be. It's like me, you have the same reaction to coconut that I do to aspartame.
Just intense migraines.
Yeah. Took me a long time to figure out what was causing them. Because I was drinking a lot of Crystal Light.
Yeah.
And
I remember you used to get that all the time.
Yeah, and that has aspartame in it. And I'd get these awful headaches and they'd last 2 or 3 days.
Luckily, mine didn't last that long, but then I also didn't drink. Like, I'm sure the amount of aspartame you were getting was higher than the amount of coconut I would get on a regular basis.
Probably.
Because you were drinking Crystal Light like I drank Kool-Aid, you know?
Yeah. Speaking of which, I'm going to try using some Splenda and Kool-Aid.
Interesting.
I have a bag of Splenda that I've had in the pantry for a while and lots of lemonade Kool-Aid packets. See how that works. I'm almost done with the bowl.
Nice. I'm
Well-
going around and getting the statues real quick.
Well, thank you.
Yep. Gotta remember to clean their crotch. Yeah, back to what we were talking about earlier, though, Lazarus. I think the developers of Hardspace Shipbreaker might have co-op on their short list of things left to add to the game, because they every time they'd put out a poll that was like, "Hey guys, what would you like us to add to the game?" The top two requests were always a shipbuilder and co-op. And every time somebody would be all like, "We want co-op," they'd be like, "Look, guys, co-op is really hard. Okay, can we finish the game first and then we can work on stuff?" And everybody's like, "Yeah, but when the game's out, work on co-op first."
Yeah. You did ask what we wanted.
Shoot, even if they came out and they said, "Hey, we've got co-op, but you have to buy this DLC bundle for it because it was really hard to build and we want to make some money off of this," I'd be like, "Okay, I'll pay for it. I'll throw an extra like 15 bucks your way. No problem." You know how many hours I've played of Hard Space Shipbreaker? Plus, I bought it like really early in early access, and I think it was only like 15 or 20 bucks when I bought it. Oh, you're playing? You're actually playing Hard Space Shipbreaker right now, Lisa? That's funny.
Didn't we get Minecraft when it was in alpha?
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, we got Minecraft when it was like, I think I bought it when it was $5. I find it funny when people still show up into my Minecraft streams and they're like, "Hey, have you been playing Minecraft long?" And then I just laugh.
Yeah, you could say so.
Yeah, a little bit.
Jumped high that time. Parkour.
Since 2011, yeah.
Yeah, I got it just a few months after you did, I think.
Yeah,
Maybe not even that long.
I think I started posting videos of it on YouTube, and you were like, I went and bought that like 2 days later.
And I'm glad I did. I've had to buy it again since.
Yeah, that really sucked that that happened, but
Oh well, you know, that's what it is.
it is one of those things where you're like, well, I've gotten literally hundreds and hundreds of gameplay hours out of it.
Yeah.
So it's not really like, I don't really feel like I'm getting ripped off by having to pay for it again. Like, I shouldn't have to pay for it again, but I'm also like, you know what? I'm fine
It's
with it.
worth it. It's worth it. Because it's one of those you can leave alone for months and months and then come right back to it. And
Yeah.
you don't have to refresh your memory as to how things work. Well, I kind of did, but
Generally speaking, though, you don't. Yeah.
no. It's like riding a bicycle.
Yeah, every couple of years you go back and play like another 100 or so hours of Minecraft. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Until you get tired of it once again. Or get sidetracked by something else. My jumping so high. I don't understand that. I'm not even trying. Well, the fireworks have started.
Weirdly enough, they haven't started here for some reason. Which, I mean, I'm not complaining about. I'm happy.
Yeah.
Normally, fireworks here start off, like, really early. Like, 2 or 3 days ahead of time.
Yeah. They've really gotten strict about fireworks here. I think because it gets so dry, and you know the chance of grass fires is
It's pretty high.
something to think about for sure.
Yeah, I'm the same with you, Lazarus. I've been playing Minecraft on and off for 10 years. I don't think I've even been to the end. Let alone fought the Ender Dragon or beaten him. That's not, it's not really why I play Minecraft.
Yeah, it's I don't know, ASMR. It's relaxing,
Yeah, exactly.
mindless.
Okay. Well, that's clean. Oh, now I'm hearing fireworks. See, Mom, you jinxed me.
Remember the year the palm tree caught on fire?
I do. Blowed it clean up.
That was an exciting 4th of July. Or I think it was 4th of July. It might have been New Year's. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't remember which one it was, but it was definitely one of them. But yeah, fire department came down our street and everything. Oh, sorry.
Hello.
My mistake. Yeah, we had one of those palm trees at the end of our road, at the end of our street, that had like, you know those palm trees that have like really fluffy, feathery fur on them, kind of?
Washingtonian palms.
Okay. Sure, whatever. I don't know what they're called. But anyway, we had one of those at the end of our street. And some kids were out there playing with fireworks and shot one of the fireworks at the palm tree and lit all that fur on that palm tree on fire. And of course, it goes all the way up to the top of the tree.
For a while.
Yeah. That tree was on fire for quite a while, yeah. I was impressed that the tree survived, honestly.
My concern was that there might have been bats in it.
Possibly. I don't know. It didn't seem hollow to me, but I was also a kid, so I don't know.
Well, they live up in the leaves and in that dry stuff.
Oh, I got you. Well, to be honest, if there were bats in there, I'm pretty sure they got the hell out of there.
Well, I hope so.
They may be nocturnal, but they'll wake up for stuff like that. They'll be like, holy shit, the house is on fire, get out!
But you gotta move. There's only one thing I don't miss about Corpus.
That.
The heat.
Strangely enough, it's been hotter where you are than it has been here.
And that I did not expect. Global warming.
It followed you.
Yeah, it's supposed to be 102 on Saturday.
Arf.
And 100 for a couple days before that.
I mean, it's still hot here too, you know, but
Well, yeah.
not that bad.
We don't have as much wind, though, here.
Or humidity, I would guess.
No. No, not as much humidity.
Y'all got any, like, lakes or rivers in the immediate vicinity?
Oh, yeah, there's a couple lakes nearby.
So you have a little bit of humidity, but
Yeah, it's just nowhere near as much as...
not 99% 24 hours a day, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, people up here complain about it being humid, and I think you have no idea.
It's just, lol, you're funny. Like, oh my god, it's so humid today. What's the relative humidity? 26%.
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh my god.
Yeah, they're not used to walking out the front door and having their glasses fog over.
Shoot. Walking out the front door and immediately breaking a sweat before you get to your car.
Yeah.
It's like, it is not uncommon to see people just like walking through normal businesses just sweating in the summer. And you're like, man, it's not even hot. This, like, HEB has the air conditioner down to like 70. And it's like, yeah, but like I had to walk into HEB from my car, man. And you're like, oh yeah.
I did enjoy it down there, though. But I don't enjoy it here. It's just different.
Yeah, yeah. Nope, I got the right nozzle. I need to take that off.
Going stubby.
Yep. Ugh. Ugh.
Last night I had a hard time deciding whether I was hearing fireworks or thunder. I think it was a little of both, actually.
Welcome to the life of a cat. Or a dog, for that matter.
There's a lot of lost dogs on the 5th of July.
Yep. Your dog used to be scared shitless of thunderstorms. I think most dogs are, generally speaking.
One of my dogs is, and the other one really doesn't care.
Well, he's also deaf, so...
Well, no, he's the one that gets upset.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he comes to me and lays down by my feet, wanting me to protect him. I think it's the vibrations that he dislikes.
Probably, yeah.
The only way I can get his attention anymore to get him outside is to go over and kick the bed.
Yeah, and then he's like, what?
What?
He's like, bro, let's go outside. Oh, okay.
He's doing better these days, though.
Good.
He's got a lot more energy and he's a little sprier.
Excellent.
I found some old bottles of doggy vitamins that I probably was using in Corpus and never unpacked. And I had like 2 bottles of them, so I've been giving them to both the dogs, and I think that's making the difference.
Excellent.
This portion of the bowl done,
Hey, all right.
all the way around.
I'm working on the plinth foundation at the moment.
Plinth. Oh, okay, gotcha. Well, we're at 84%. We're not doing too bad.
Yeah.
Gosh, that lower column up there has that graffiti all over it.
Yeah, that's gonna take a hot minute.
Get up closer to it. Hard to tell when you've got it all because everything is kind of a greeny color.
Yeah, and the green is also, it's like green marble, so there's like little
Yeah,
striations in it naturally. And it makes you go, is that dirt? Or is that just the way the marble looks?
right. Did I tell you about the windfall I was getting from Social Security and how I got it?
Uh, no. But do you want to tell me on Discord?
Yeah, I can do that.
Ra- Rather than here? Yeah. Don't give people the secret, Mom.
It's just that I'm getting a bunch of back payment.
Ah. Well, that's no huge secret then.
Yeah, it turns out that I should have started getting Social Security back in September.
Oh. So are they doing like a one-time payment to make up for it?
Yeah,
Well, that's handy.
yeah, sure is.
Isn't this the color of oxidized copper? Not exactly. It's close, though. This aquamarine kind of marble color is kind of uncommon, but it's used for things like this, you know, large fountains and stuff. Oxidized copper is a little darker than this. It's on the same scale of like this aquamarine color, though. A bit more vibrant? Yeah. It's richer. Yeah, it has a bit more blue to it than this does. This is much more like mint green. And oxidized copper is definitely green, but it's not quite this mint.
I think this color is meant to invoke thoughts of undersea.
Yeah, yeah, I could definitely see that. Because you get, when it's clean,
Yeah.
yeah, when, when it's clean, it's going to look very nice underwater. Hey, trekking,
Hey.
trekking dirt. This game would be so much harder if you would actually track dirt like in
Oh
Viscera.
gosh. Yeah, like blood.
Yeah, yeah, I'm so glad they didn't do that.
Can you imagine? Ugh, that'd be a mess.
I do know that the Viscera cleanup detail people, have specifically stated that they're working on a new game. But every time they mention their new game, they won't go into details. But they always say that if you like Viscera cleanup detail, you're gonna like the new game as well.
They also say, but it's not like Viscera,
Exactly.
which is kind of confusing.
Yeah. Well, I think what they're saying is it's not Viscera cleanup detail 2.
Yeah.
So it may be a cleanup simulator, but it's not going to be Viscera. Or it may be a job simulator, but not a cleanup one. You know, something like that.
Yeah. I mean, Viscera's basically crime scene cleanup.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm hoping they finish the port to Unreal, the Unreal Engine update that they're doing, because even if they stop supporting Viscera cleanup detail, getting the game into a newer engine will mean that it's easier for the community to make mods for it.
Yeah.
Because I think it's in Unreal 2 right now, which is really outdated.
There are more community-made mods for it than there are actual levels in the game.
Right.
And frankly, a lot of the mods are better.
I don't I don't know. Maybe it's Unreal 3, but it's definitely not in a good engine. So if you're like, Unreal 3 was really good, I'm like, well, it's probably not 3 then. Because even the developers were like, yeah, that might have been a mistake. But I mean, Unreal 4 was so heavily used by so many game developers that it's super common for just regular fans to know a good amount about the engine to be able to do stuff with it that's just as good as a game developer now. So if they finish a port to Unreal 4 and then release the game and they're like, okay, here it is, we're not going to do anything else to it, the community will take it from there. Same with Unreal 3. Yeah, but Unreal 3 has a lot of things that we would consider like horribly outdated functionality now. It's just like you can't do this in Unreal 3. Oh, but we want to do it in this game. Well, then you're not going to be able to because the engine just doesn't do it. And I think the big problem was that Unreal 4 was available when the game was being developed. The developer just went with 3 at the time because they were like, well, we're more familiar with 3. But there were limitations, so they wanted to do certain functionalities and just couldn't because the functionality wasn't there.
Now, the game has so much more, what would you say, potential.
Oh, yeah. I would be shocked. Like, one of the big things they have in the Unreal 3 engine is multiplayer support. Like, multiplayer support in Unreal 3 is just janky. There's so much... If you're interacting with stuff, there's so much lag. And the way Viscera is... Whoa. The way Viscera is like, you pick up a trash can and there's 40 objects in this trash can. And all the objects interacting with the trash can and with each other and with how the player moves. And then you add another player on the multiplayer connection that can also bump into the first player and affect the trash can and those 40 items. And the game just it can't handle it.
And you know, I think those bins and the buckets are programmed to be able to handle a certain number of items, irregardless of the size of the items. So you could have a bin that you've got nothing but shell casings in, but when you get to a certain number of shell casings, it's going to go janky on you.
Yeah. Yeah, and shell casings are the smallest items in the game.
Yeah.
You should be able to fit like 200 or 300 in one bin.
Yeah,
But
you can't.
You get like 30 or 40 in there and the game starts to freak out. And the developers have specifically said, like, a lot of the problems with the game are directly related to the engine that it's in. They're like, could it be fixed? Yeah, maybe. But the amount of work that they'd have to put into it to get it to work properly, it's just, they could port it to a newer engine that would make it easier and just it'd take the same amount of time. So at that point, they're like, why don't we just port it? It's funny because every couple of months you'll go and read their like Steam page, and every couple of months one of the developers will be like, "Look, guys, I don't think this port to Unreal 4 is going to happen. We're having a lot of internal issues with like our scheduling and stuff like that, and so don't get your hopes up that we're actually going to finish this." And then like a month later they'll be like, "Here's a new screenshot. We fixed this thing."
Yeah.
And so people are like, "Wait. So you're still working on it?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, we're having a great time."
Like, which is it? Are you
It's like,
are you getting it done or not?
do you hate it or do you love it? Because it's, and I think it's one of those things where like they'll be working on something, and the guy that's working on it will get really frustrated and be like, "I can't figure this out," and he'll just make a post real quick that's just like, "I hate this," and then he'll work on it like another week and be like, "Oh, it's great now. Never mind, we're good."
Figured it out.
But I think the whole development studio they've got going is only like 3 dudes. It's not a big studio. It's like the main guy and his brother and like 1 or 2 of their friends, and that's about it.
And it's an amazing game for such a small company.
Yeah, for how limited they are in their manpower. But I know a lot of people were complaining about the multiplayer problems they were having, and they've released a couple of patches that have made it a little easier. But they were like, yeah, we're kind of limited as to what we can do about multiplayer. It's just going to be janky.
%.
Yes, ma'am. We're getting close. I think this will have to be my last one for tonight.
Okay.
Because I think the next one's probably going to take us out like 2 or 3 hours.
Well, is there only one left?
There is, but it's bigger than this one.
Okay.
So what I figured we would do is we'd probably wait until the game releases, and I think the full release is supposed to be in like a week. It's not.
Really?
Yeah, they've already announced when the release date is for 1.0. So they'll probably release a couple more maps with it, and then we'll swing back around and do that.
Sounds good to me.
This whole column is still filthy.
Yeah, and there's right up there, see?
I don't know what you're pointing at.
Oh, well, never mind. And it may be that it's gold tinted anyway, and that's what I'm seeing instead of orange.
Okay, so that's done. What are you looking at?
These stripes up here.
Yep. They look okay to me.
Okay, well, they just, like I said, they turned orange, or they looked orange to me, but like it may be the gold on them that I'm seeing.
Trying to get back up here. That's good. That's good. That's good. Raised pool. A lot of these floors over here
Yeah.
don't look like they're 100% complete.
Yeah. I agree with you. And then under the lip there on the left.
Oh wow, look at this. Here, I'll get the lip stuff. Hey, there we go. What's that? I can move pretty smoothly crouched. Okay. Okay. Doing a weird like side to side to try to. Okay. Let's see what we got on the list. Lower column, 5 of 8. Lower column volutes.
That's these things.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're showing up orange on some of them.
Oh. Here we go. Raised pool cascade. Raised pool light.
Pool cascade. I'm trying to see what that is.
Alright, I got the light. That's lower pool.
Pool cascade.
Oh, it's the ramps that go from the upper pool to the bottom pool.
Oh. Okay.
Got it. Okay.
Lower columns times 2.
It's the inner center column, but the flat wall parts. Oh, yeah, I see. Some of these that probably had graffiti on them and the graffiti didn't come all the way off. Hey, we did it! Man, that was a mission and a half, wasn't it?
Phew.
Oh,
Now.
man. All right, so there's only the mini golf course left, which to my understanding is the biggest map in the game.
Okay.
So don't have time for that one today. But
No.
when 1.0 comes out, I'm sure they'll probably add another couple of maps, and then we'll get together and knock them all out.
Sounds good to me. You just let me know.
I will. Well, thank you for playing with me today, Mom.
Well, thank you for having me. I had a lot of fun. This is a really good game. I enjoy this.
Heck yeah.